Hello everyone, MFPallytime here, and welcome back to Valheim. Thank you guys for the very warm reception on our new player guide. That video came out a few days ago, and I wanted to get this video out sooner. I promised you guys a server tour if that video was received well. Unfortunately, my tooth exploded, and I had to have some dental work done, and it was not fun at all, so it delayed a lot of the stuff that I was excited about making. But today, I'm just going to show you our server, what we've done in about a week and a half. I have about 45 hours played in this game right now, and some of my friends have even more than me. We really love this game, and I'm excited to share some of it with you guys. So, the server tour. We begin on a road that leads deeper into the forest, deeper into the unknown. Holly has been really avid about making the world more accessible by throwing in these roads and giving us a path to follow. If we take the road back to the spawn, you can see the bridge that Tim and I built on stream with the help of some other people as well. We labeled it the Bifrost. This is actually the first structure that Tim built, and you can see the spawn over to our right, a river that opens up into a much wider body of water to the left. And it's really a beautiful scene. And if we go up to the spawn and look back at the bridge, it's a pretty gorgeous view. Get out of here, boy! I mean, look at that. I think it actually turned out really well. Oh, it looks even better with these torches lit. Hold on. So that's our bridge. One of the first big structures we built. It was actually really challenging to figure out how to make it stable across such a long body of water, and we knew we wanted it to have an incline halfway through, and that was another set of challenges, but it turned out really well. We named it the Bifrost, and we actually even put in established date on it. So if we do play this game for, you know, a couple years to come, we'll be able to look back and see this bridge. Tim actually built another bridge on his server, and it turned out even better than this one. He's really got an knack for this. A knack? Whatever. He's good at it. As we approach the spawn... Yes, I know, by the way, my frame rate is not doing well today. As we approach the spawn, you can see our compound that we've been working on for the last week and a half. It's really come a long way. I built this wall all the way around it. It's completely surrounded by this spike wall because we were having those gray dwarves just kind of walk in and attack stuff all the time. Spoiler alert, they still walk in and attack stuff all the time. But this wall runs from the ocean on the far side, from the beach, all the way around and connects to the other side. Took a lot of wood to get this done, but my wood cutting is at 68. So I've been cutting a lot of wood. We've had plenty. As we make our way in the front gate, I'm going to turn to the left and take you to the first structure that we built inside. We like to call this the Mead Hall. We kind of have joking names for everything. Basically, whatever my friend Sand wants to call something, we just call it something else, but similar. This is the very first structure we made. We had to use these beams kind of jetting off the side in order to support the roof, because we didn't really know how building worked yet. And as far as a first settlement, you know, this did its job. It had a little workshop over here. We had multiple fires to keep ourselves warm. And over time, this has turned from our main building for everything into more of a hostel. This is where everyone comes to get some sleep. You can cook a little bit of food on the fire, but mostly everyone just runs in here to get in bed and wait for nighttime to pass. Speaking of which, I think it's going to be nighttime soon. This building here is still in progress. I believe it's going to be open like this for a while. I don't think there's going to be walls here. This is going to be an area for us to hang all of our different trophies, to show our accomplishments. And you'll be able to run through here and see like troll heads and boss heads and shaman and brute heads. And, you know, we can show that we dominate this area. Underneath it, however, I think it's much more useful. This is our smelting area, and also where we make coal from the wood that we collect. and also where we keep carts for when we go out and do big mining expeditions. We always bring these carts with us just to load up with supplies. This is where we store all of these. This is where we smelt everything. And it's a nice centralized area that's pretty close to our bunker, which we use for all of our storage. The bunker is a building that I designed. And I think it turned out pretty good. I was gonna brag about it a little bit, but you know what, let's not. I wanna bring your attention to the roof, or to the ceiling. I really enjoy the way this turned out. We're using doors for windows up here. So if we decide that, you know, we don't want as much light in here, we could just jump up and close a window or open it again. We have sconces built on the posts here that provide a ton of light. This used to be a really, really dark room until Holly built these sconces up. Oh, just to give you some context, we've only killed the second boss, so our progression isn't that far along. Just to give you an idea of how deep into the game we actually are at this point. But in this area, this is where we do all of our crafting, and this is also where we store all of our items that are clearly labeled. This storage system is what we're going to eventually be changing everything to. My original design was a chest on top of a half floor with a chest on top of a half floor with a chest. And that was going to be what we used for everything. Although we quickly realized that, especially for these more common resources like wood, we can fill up these boxes very, very quickly. So I got this idea from Ryko, a player on Tim's server, where you do basically the same idea, but instead of having the chests facing the wide way, you just turn them to the side. So all of these chests are accessible. It's the same system of the half floor on top of each of these, and you're able to stack 6 in an area where, or excuse me, 9 in an area where previously you could only stack 3. So a lot more room here for storage. Eventually we're going to convert all of this over to that system. However, woo, it's a little tedious. Oh, it's a little tedious, dude. It's a little tedious. But I really like the way this building came out. We reinforced it with these wooden things because we had some issues with gray dwarves coming in and beating it up. And we also reinforce it with these spikes. These spikes deal damage to anything that walks into them, and looks like we need to refresh those sometime soon. This is Holly's farming area. We're just now getting into farming. We have a lot of bees that we can collect honey from, and this area has all been cultivated so you can actually plant things. We're just now starting to grow carrots in this area, and we can use these carrots to make some stews and just get some higher quality food out for the team. I want to show you another building that I built myself, but it was not my original idea. I watched a fantastic video about how to make a Viking roundhouse, and I really, really enjoyed the way that it turned out. I did change the entrance a little bit from that guide, but we are going to link to that down in the video description just in case you want to watch it. It was super duper good, and for some reason my brain can retain all of the information necessary to build this, but I can't remember half the words I'm trying to say in most sentences. We call it the Bright House because we're using this as our portal room, and we have a general rule that, oh, look at that, dude. We're only going to have portals that can fit in here. We don't want to have portals all over the world. We want to keep the immersion of the world alive. So this room is going to be where we put all of our portals. And as we stop using a particular area, we just break it down and move a portal somewhere else. I absolutely love the way this building turned out. I absolutely love the way this building looks with portals on every side. And again, if you want to see how this was made, there's a link in the video description. I really, really enjoyed that house. I'm gonna get some sleep, and then I'll show you guys the last little bit of the compound. Oh, great. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Wow, that actually does look really cool with the lighting. Over here is our Mead Hall. This is like our big tavern for everyone to group up after a successful boss, or after we're about to go out on a big mission. This was built by my friend Sand, and we always joke because he makes houses in the shape of a T in Terraria, and he intentionally kind of made this in the shape of a T if you look at it from the air. This building took him quite a while, and it turned out really, really well. Eventually, we're going to line this side of the room with fermenters so they can make their mead, and we also have cauldrons in the middle for making different potions and things like that. Upstairs, you get a really nice view of everything. This is where Sand sits and contemplates everything. But it's just a really nice space to gather everyone together. And thematically, it makes sense for our fermenters and things to be kind of stuck in here. I think it turned out really nice personally. And then if we go to the far end of the compound, this is a lighthouse that my friend Lim has been putting together, as well as a dock area that we're going to build out a little bit more for where we send out and receive ships from the big ocean that's right next to our base. If we climb to the top of it, it has a pretty good view, and I have an idea of something we can throw up here to really cement it as being our lighthouse. I was gonna build one of these giant bonfires up here, but maybe these have to be placed on stone? I'm really not sure. I thought the light from this would be really cool. Oh well, we can figure that out soon. This place is like 99% finished, I think. Time will tell. I'll just go ahead and replace these posts that I broke. Leave it better than you found it, right? Although I don't think I put them in the right spot. Hold on, here we go. Perfect. There are a few different light sources we could do in here. There's some like hanging chandeliers that maybe we could put up here. There were just these normal torches that you can relight with resin. It has a really cool balcony here, though, that lets you kind of look over the dock area, and I can't wait to see our boardwalk kind of built out a little bit more. I kind of envision it taking up the whole coastline here. I think that would look really cool. And of course, there's a little office here at the end of the dock for the dock master. This is where Holly collects the tax of everyone who uses the dock, of course. We have to make money around here. Oh, this was actually the original pre-generated building that was here. It's a little chicken coop. How perfect is that? How perfect is that? That's what our friend group, that's what we call ourselves. We're the chicken coop. It's a play on words. You can call it the chicken co-op. If we head out the side here, you can see the road that Holly spent a lot of time building, carving out of the mountain. This heads down to the south towards the Black Forest on our server. And this is where we've been doing a lot of our mining operations, getting copper and tin from the southern part of this island. So this road really helps out with carrying that cart because our terrain here was actually really rocky and bumpy, and this travels down for quite a ways. I cut down a lot of trees. It's kind of the thing I do, but we've been replanting them along the path here to really try to make this road look as nice as possible. It's nice and shaded. You can peer through and see, hey, I got some logs to clean up over there, but you can see just a really nice field on one side, and if you look to the other side, a great view of the water. And she has these little like rest stops along the way. So if you're on the road and you need to go to sleep, you can just stop in at one of those houses and get some rest. Where this big house is kind of her southern outpost, and this used to be a pre-generated village, and we just repurposed some of this wood for no such thing as too many homes. Okay. Actually, I think the town I was talking about, her outpost, is a little bit more to the south. Of course, I helped clear trees for this road so we could kind of make our way through here. And this is my favorite part of the road. There's just these stones peeking out on each side. And I think that looks really, really cool. I like that the highway goes right through it. This is the big house that we repurposed where our prefab village was. And inside is everything you need to survive the night, repair your weapons, and get back on the road. with a great view of the water. Nice windows, Holly. I didn't take the time to appreciate those windows last time we were here. And just to give you an idea of kind of what we've explored here, I've marked all the dungeons that I've been able to find. We've marked all the copper veins that we've been able to find. And this is where our big outpost is. That's where the spawn is. This is where the Bifrost Bridge is. And Holly's outpost is way to the south. That little hut over there was Doug's first home before he decided to move into the main compound. That area used to all be trees as well. This area up here was all trees, all of it. Then we replanted trees everywhere, and last night we cut them all down again. I cannot emphasize how much fucking trees I chopped down on a daily basis, dude. This literally used to be a forest. And last but not least, I'll show you guys our little outposts that we have. This is the portal to the south. This heads down to the Black Forest that we were kind of running towards with Holly's Road. I've done a fair amount of chopping down here. This is where we get a lot of our core wood from. There's also trolls and skeletons and herds of little goblins over here, so you do need to be careful. We built this little lean-to on stream, and it served us pretty well. Since then, it's been beaten up by trolls and rebuilt a couple of times, and it looks like it needs to be rebuilt a little bit again. But we mostly just use this as an outpost for core wood. The next portal leads us to the Traveling Merchant, which is actually across the sea from our initial island that we started on, straight to the east for us. Not sure how they found him, but here he is. Haven't purchased anything from him because I'm broke, because all I do is farm trees. The next portal simply leads us over to where the Elder fight took place. It looks like we're going to have to farm this a few more times. If you've never seen his shrine before, I can show it off to you really fast. Word of wisdom, learn from our mistake. We used to have the portal right here, and when we did the Elder boss fight, he broke the portal. So as our players were dying and wanted to reinforce, they couldn't. So we rebuilt the portal a little bit down the hill just to make it a little bit easier. This is a great example of one of the portals that eventually... Ooh, troll over there. One of the portals that eventually we will just completely get rid of because we probably won't need it. There is a small path of islands we can swim across here. So eventually, I think we're going to make some kind of bridge across this little pass to allow for people to get to the Elder boss without teleporting. Also, we don't really know how many times we need to kill the Elder. I'm not going to tell you what he drops or anything, but we shouldn't need this for too much longer. Let's just put it that way. The next portal leads to the swamp. This is the third biome of the game that we are kind of ramping ourselves up into. We haven't explored too much, or at least I haven't. Our friend Sand has actually been pretty proficient here. What I know about the swamp is that it's very deadly. You can see it over there by those trees. So in order to help them stay alive, they built this little outpost to help protect them here. I've heard many a scream on Discord from them running out of the swamp, trying to get to safety. Oh, and it looks like they actually built a little dock across into the swamp so they don't have to swim anymore. That's a nice little touch. I like that. And the last portal is one I have not been through yet, so we're going to be seeing this for the first time together. This leads to the Bone Mass. This is the third boss. We have not attempted this boss. Everything here has been built by my friend Brian, who ventured out here just to get the outpost up and running. He said he's been working on it. Oh, it looks nice. A little ladder that I can't really fit through. Oh yeah, he's making a full structure here. This is labeled as the Black Forest. I wonder where the altar is. Yeah, but again, it looks like, oh, he has a little dock for his ship that he sailed over here. That's a nice touch. That looks really good. That looks really good. So that's our server, guys. Thank you once again for their support on the first video. I'm really enjoying Valheim and looking forward to make more content for it. Keep your eyes posted. We're going to be doing a guide for the first boss. Spoiler alert, it's pretty easy, but for the sake of continuity, we should probably cover it. And then we're going to be taking a look at later bosses in the game as well. If you guys enjoyed the server tour, let me know down in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more Valheim in the future. Although I don't have a schedule for this game yet, I have been playing it a ton, and I really am looking forward to making more content. Appreciate you guys. See you again next time. You could eat another bite.